Okay, the first thing we're going to do is take the lid off of our glue, and we're going to glue down the foreground. So watch how I glue. You're going to dip your glue brush in the glue. You're going to go across. You're going to go down. You're going to go across. Notice that I'm putting the glue on the outside edge. And I don't need a lot of glue. So I am making a rectangle with my glue, going across, down, across. Okay, then you're going to take your long rectangle, you're going to carefully flip it over, and you're going to push the air bubbles out. You're going to push, push, push. You might want to even flip your paper over and push on the back to get it so that it's nice and flat before we paint. Now, set your glue aside. We're still going to use it, so leave the lid off. The next thing you're going to do is you have this white paper, and you're going to cut out this white part. These are going to be the buildings in New York City. So using your scissors, I want to see if you are a master cutter. A master cutter means you can cut all the way across and have only one strip of paper. So you're going to go ahead and cut across. And this is going to be the skyline of New York City. So I'm cutting all the white off. Aha! So notice, I am a master cutter. One scrap of paper. And you're going to put that in the trash can. Now, these buildings are going to get painted on. We're going to put India ink on them, so they're going to change. But this is going to be the middle ground. So the blue is the foreground. Next is the middle ground. Now watch how I put the glue on it. So when we glue it, you're going to do the same thing that you did with the foreground. And you're going to just put glue on the outside edge, just like this. So you don't need a lot of glue. This is going to get painted, so we don't want to put glue all in the middle because then the paint won't dry. So notice that I'm going nice and slow, and I'm just putting a little bit of glue next to the edge. Okay, now I'm going to take this white paper and flip it over. And now I'm going to put it right on the edge of the foreground. So this is the middle ground. The middle ground are these buildings. We're going to turn them into buildings. And you want to push, push, push. Push that glue so it's nice and flat. You also might want to flip your paper over and push on it so that we get it to stick before we paint it. Okay, now we're going to set this aside so it can dry for just a few minutes, and we're going to put our glue away. We will need our glue later, but we're going to just set it aside for now. So you're going to wipe your brush on the edge. Remember to put the top on the glue, put the lid, twist it, put your glue back in the caddy, put your glue brush in the hot tub. Okay, the next step is to get your drawing guide. So you have a drawing guide that shows you how to draw a balloon dog, and on the back is the actual size. So we're going to use a white piece of paper, and this is the size. So balloon dog is 10 feet tall in New York. So you're going to draw in pencil first, and then we're going to use this India ink. This is a little dauber of India ink. Now, if you want to use this as steps, you can do that. I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so when we're using our ink, I take the cap off. Please do not squeeze the bottle when you are drawing because the ink will shoot out. This is a little bit of a sponge, and so the ink naturally comes out. Okay, we're going to start with the body of the dog. So if you look at your study guide, we're going to start with the oval for the body of the dog. And again, this is the size it needs to be, so don't make a little tiny dog. We want a big dog. So we're going to draw an oval for the body of the dog. Now, the next thing we're going to draw is the neck. And then we want the head. And the head is another oval. And balloon dogs' ears are nice and tall. There's 2 ears. And then the nose, remember, is the tip of the balloon. So we're going to just go like this. I did a sideways V and then like the letter C. And there are no mistakes in art, only happy accidents. Okay, now the legs, there are 4 legs and they're all similar in length. And if you think about dogs, some dogs are short, some dogs are tall. So we're going to do a leg. And then the next leg needs to be the same length. So the other leg is kind of in the back. And then I have 2 legs here, another one, and another one. And then the tail. Think about how you would like your tail. So we're going to draw the tail. And there's still a little bit of air left in that balloon. So we're going to just draw a line like that. Now, I did it in ink so you could see it. You are doing a pencil. And if you're following along on this drawing guide, you erase the lines inside if you followed this drawing guide. If you like your dog and you're ready to go, then you're going to use your India ink. If you need to practice more, you can flip your white paper over and draw it again. Now we're going to let the India ink dry, and we're going to go back to our city buildings. Take a look. Okay, now for our city buildings, we're still going to be using our ink dauber. First thing we're going to do is draw that line that separates the foreground from the middle ground. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is outline these buildings. So you're going to go over these buildings, and so we're trying to cover up those lines. So you're going to outline. If you had some cutting errors, you can use this to kind of fix that. And then in New York, the buildings, sometimes there's maybe a building in front of it. So if you want to add another building here, you're welcome to customize it, make it any way you want. If you wanted to add like a tower, you can do that. If you wanted to have one building with like a triangle top, you can do that. Don't add too many triangles because we don't want it to start to look like houses. Now, the buildings in New York have windows. Let me show you how to do that. You're going to do little dots. You just push the ink down. It's amazing. And we're just putting in little dots for windows. Or you could do dashes. Okay, or you could do lines. And all of this is going to get painted black. Okay, you could do horizontal lines, vertical lines. So we want to get the India ink down fairly quickly so it has time to dry. Okay, now we're going to let that dry. So when you're done with your ink, you put the cap on, twist it, and then we're going to go back to our dog. Okay, my dog is still kind of wet, but I at least want to show you a little bit. So when we paint, we're going to be using our paints. We're going to use analogous colors, and you're going to get your water cup, your paintbrush, and your washcloth. Now, when we paint our dog, you can pick 2 colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, and I will be demonstrating this in class. So let me just show you on the part that is, you can see the ink is still wet, so I picked it up too soon. So you're going to just put that color down. Oops. And then you're going to add a little bit more color, and you're going to watch the magic happen. And I'll be demoing this in class since this is too wet. Okay, that's good for now.